Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Today, I'll be diving into my wildest predictions for Deadpool and Wolverine and what it could mean for the future of the MCU. With many rumours and speculation about the film going around, one can only help but wonder, what could this mean for the future of the MCU? From rumours about a new multiversal plot point to the possibility of an Avengers Vs X-Men film, stick around as I explain how Deadpool and Wolverine could reshape the MCU as well as the Marvel Multiverse as we know it. Trust me, you won't want to miss this. First things first, I'm going to try to predict the overall plot of the film based on the footage we've seen in the trailers so far. I predict that the film's first act will be about Deadpool and how his life has been since the last movie. I believe that this is what will lead to the scene that opened up the first trailer, where the TVA interrupts his birthday to bring him into the TVA. For what purpose I'm unsure of, but regardless, based on another shot in the trailers where we can see Deadpool fighting off a few TVA agents, I predict that after he meets Wolverine in the TVA, this will prompt Deadpool to try and escape with Wolverine, leading to that fight with the TVA agents that I mentioned before. Then, I predict that this will lead to both Wolverine and Deadpool ending up in the Void, whether it be by Deadpool messing with the TVA agent's tempad, or the TVA pruning both of them there. This is where I believe Act 2 will begin, where we'll get the fight between Deadpool and Wolverine, which will end up with them running into Cassandra Nova and her army. I believe that this is when we'll see the scene of Wolverine trying to fight her but failing, before both Deadpool and Wolverine retreat to try and recruit more people to help take down Cassandra and her army, with one of these groups of people being the Deadpool Corps. I then predict that this is what will lead us into the third and final act, where we'll see Deadpool and Wolverine defeating Cassandra Nova and stopping her plans, which I'll give my predictions of later on in the video. Finally, I predict that Deadpool and Wolverine will use Cassandra's sling ring, which, spoiler alert, was recently revealed by Ryan Reynolds' social media accounts to contain both the time and reality stones to get to the MCU, where I believe they'll remain, preparing them for the next two Avengers movies. This would make sense, considering that it is not only rumoured that both Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman will be at Marvel Studios' Comic-Con panel this year, but that they are rumoured to be announcing that they'll be in the next two Avengers films, as well as promoting the release of Deadpool and Wolverine. Next up, I want to discuss what I think Cassandra's plan is. A lot of people, such as new rock stars, have speculated that Cassandra might be using the giant Ant-Man skull as part of a plan to create a multiversal cerebro, allowing her to locate mutants from across the multiverse. This would make sense, considering we can see mutants such as Pyro and Azazel in the trailers, and while they could have been pruned by the TVA, I think that it's just as likely that Cassandra might have located them using a multiversal cerebro before using a sling ring to bring them to the Void and help her build an army. Interestingly though, we do see a shot in the final trailer that recently came out that shows Cassandra in what appears to be the TVA, doing something that seems to be causing it to spaghettify. My best guess at the minute is that this could be a flashback of Cassandra testing out a prototype of a multiversal cerebro, which ends up nearly spaghettifying wherever she is. Regardless, some theorists have speculated that based on Feige's recent comments about Deadpool and Wolverine being the start of the mutant era in the MCU, this multiversal cerebro could lead to a reveal that mutants have always been the MCU, and that Cassandra's multiversal cerebro will end up activating some of, if not all of the dormant mutant genes within people in the MCU, which I can definitely see happening, especially considering the rumoured possibility of one of the last films of the saga being an Avengers Vs X-Men film. One big question a lot of people have is why Paradox called Wolverine a failure. I personally believe that the reason why will be revealed during the scene where Deadpool and Wolverine talk to each other in the diner in the Void. In terms of what I believe the reason is, I predict that the reason was due to Wolverine leaving his universe. He ended up making it prune itself. This would make sense considering the rumour that Deadpool and Wolverine will introduce a new concept to the multiverse called anchors, which have been described as specifically chosen characters from different individual universes who are required for the universe to continue to exist. So, if they were to be removed from the timeline anyway, it would end that universe, which makes sense, considering that we see a scene in the trailer of Wolverine walking past what appears to be gravestones, which could represent the X-Men of his universe, as well as everyone else who has died due to him moving from and not returning to his original timeline in some way. For my final predictions, I predict that the end credits scene will tease an Avengers Vs X-Men film. I believe this because many people have revealed rumours that the end credit scene is a big one, so something like an Avengers Vs X-Men film tease would make sense. Regardless, I think they will be about something to do with the state the multiverse is in after the film has ended. What do you think of these predictions? Do you think that there'll be an Avengers Vs X-Men film near the end of the saga? Do you think that Deadpool and Wolverine will end up in the MCU at the end of the film? Let me know what you think in the comments below. I'm planning to do a live stream for some of the Comic Con panels, so I'd appreciate it if you come along and get ready to have some fun while discussing our thoughts on what gets revealed at the panels. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss another video. And if you want to know more about this channel and the plans I have for the future, click here to watch that. Until next time, stay awesome and keep having fun.